Good evening, you're watching What's Trendy, and I'm Walt Turner, here to bring you the latest headlines, because apparently, reality just keeps getting more interesting. Tonight, we'll dive into President Trump's bold new plan for Washington D.C., where the solution to complex social issues is, you guessed it, more police and less compassion. Stick around, because you won't want to miss this masterclass in subtlety. Before we get to our top story, let's have a word from our social media correspondent, Willow Tolson.
Thanks, Walt. Before we get to our story, do us a favor and click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching What's Trendy News. That's all for now. Back to you, Walt.
Thanks, Winnie. Let's get right to it. President Trump announced he's sending in the National Guard and taking control of DC's police. His mission? To crack down on criminals, which, in Trump speak, seems to include not just lawbreakers, but also poor people, the homeless, and, of course, young people. Because nothing says public safety like targeting the most vulnerable. Trump described the city as overrun by violent gangs, wild youth, and drugged-out maniacs. Fun fact, Justice Department data shows violent crime is at a 30-year low. But why let facts get in the way of a good scare tactic? For the next 30 days, DC police will be under federal control, with Trump saying officers can do whatever the hell they want. Sounds reassuring, right? The city's police chief, Pamela Smith, says they want young people to be safe, but won't tolerate crime. Meanwhile, experts warn that pushing out the homeless and mentally ill will only make things worse. Will, a homeless man, asks, where are we supposed to go? Great question, Will. One the president hasn't answered. Local students aren't buying it either. Jehu King says displacing people won't solve anything, and Layla Zachary believes Trump is targeting young people of color because they're demanding change. Imagine that. Young people wanting a better future. That's all for tonight's episode of How Not to Solve Social Problems. Stay tuned for more updates, because if there's one thing we can count on, it's that things will get even wilder. Thanks for watching What's Trendy. I'm Walt Turner. Good night, and remember, sometimes the news writes itself. Next, Winston Teague, our Capitol Hill correspondent, will offer an editorial on how this affects you. Winston.
Good afternoon, Walt and Willow. Yes, nothing quite says leadership like swooping into Washington, D.C. with a 30-day plan to turn the city into a live-action episode of Cops. Federal Edition. President Trump's brilliant solution? Hand full control of the police to the feds, tell them to do whatever the hell they want, and hope no one notices that crime is actually at historic lows. And of course, the real villains in this tale aren't just criminals. No, it's poor people, the homeless, and any young person with the audacity to want a future. Homeless residents are asking pesky questions like, where are we supposed to go? While students are pointing out the glaring racial undertones. But don't worry, the administration's got this. Because nothing says public safety like fearmongering, displacement, and a total disregard for pesky little things like data, dignity, or basic human decency. This has been Winston Teague signing off for What's Trendy. Thanks for watching, have a great day.